We want concrete evidence as to why should I not do this? Why should I not enter into a romantic relationship at such an age? When will I enter into it? We have a lot of questions that are supposed to be answers. If only parents fit into the questions and answer us correctly and tell us, this is what I'm trying to do and it is for your own good. We should not, parents, right now, most teenagers are seeing their parents as enemies. They're seeing them as potential enemies of their recreation.
Slave owners and prison warders.
Yeah. Dad kulikuwa na time yako ya kushine, sasa ni time yangu ya kushine. Parents are trying now, no, my son cannot talk to me like that, I have to do this, I have to do this. We have to sit down with them and talk to them and tell them, this is why is it I'm telling you not to do this? It's because of this and this. It is for your own good. It's for your own future. This and this and this. So, I was looking at this levy. If the current trend continues, we are losing a very huge cloud of generation. We are losing a whole lot of generation, a whole lot of young people in drugs. We are losing a whole lot in suicides. A lot of people are killing themselves outside here. So parents have to arise. The first issue is the parents. If the trend has to go down, parents have to be and it will not end today or next week or next month. It will start from the other generation that is young. We have to teach them right from the start all these values and the virtues of the society. I think that's the thing. And also the school has to inculcate some things into the system. The school should not be careless that it's a trend in campus. We should try and change some trends. We should try and tell them, convince them, tell them this and this, try to be their friend. Yeah, I think that's one of the things we should consider.
What would you say?
Maybe I can add on to that. I can say there's this famous quote, greatness requires internal toughness. So
say pole pole.
Okay, the Bless said that greatness requires internal toughness. So if greatness requires me internally to go internalize myself and I'll outshine being that great, then I believe that if change is needed from me, then those people who are activating for this should come to the students and come to the youth and talk to them, even give them prizes, like campaigns. Actually, I can say, from how I entered university, there's these campaigns that have always been done by the World Council of Churches, and I've always been attending them, and what I always benefited, because they're always giving us a small data. So give us something which is promising, because maybe you can't tell me that you're coming for a campaign and expecting me to come there, and there's nothing you're going to offer these youth. These youth love to be enticed. Come entice us, and we shall change.
If we want to save the same generation.
If you want to save this generation.
Yeah.
And that would be a good place to start. However, we are also fighting the issue of you guys growing up into your own adulthood, making up your own minds, making up your own choices, If, for example, and parents will not be all the time around you, there's what parents can do at home, and don't be confined to the house, because once you leave their home, that's it. And a lot of parents nowadays are trying. I've seen it, trying to, not be the parents who are parenting us. Us, our parents, who are number one in everything, and they never failed. They never. I think our era is the one that's going with that story. They were perfect students. They were all the teachers liked them. They never committed any
mistake.
There's no one who was the last one.
They're always the best.
Never mind that you have a stepbrother who is clearly from that era, also, you can do the maths, but we came from that era of parenting. That parenting is sort of changing. There are some who are still, die-hard strict, and yet still a parent must still be a friend and still lay down the law. Be able to tell you that hapa kuna makosa. Now, the difficulty here is that once you have left our
confines,
yes, and like you say, that you entered campus and the first thing you realized is maze, hakuna mtu hapa kuniuliza chochote. I sleep when I want, I wake up when I want, I do what I want.
I go to class,
I can decide to shower or not to shower, I can, you can decide small decisions, even big decisions. Even going to class, you can decide,
even going to Mombasa right now,
yes,
no one can.
You can go and still send pictures that you're in campus. Until that tragedy happens, and then we see mtoto kumbe alikuwa Likoni Ferry, and we don't know how. So, in school, because schools have those centers that, they say, like I told you, you have your guidance and counseling.
Chaplaincy.
Who I think nobody ever goes to. or very few people
Very few.
Goes
want to go
them.
to, because and then there is that whole thing of the stigmatization of you going to see your counselor and everyone saying that it must be because you are
Yeah.
you know, you're cuckoo upstairs.
Yeah.
So what do you think campuses can do, or the campus environment can do, to make that, to give you that platform to be able to speak out your issues,
Okay, one thing I can
other than being sent to an office to go and do them?
I can say mostly in this society whereby I believe that the youth, that they want to embrace it and talk to their peers. Like for me actually, Levi, when I give a post of me going to Cast TV, you know, like a lot of youths will be like, Sheila, congratulations, and you'll come and tell us how you managed to be there.
Yeah.
So I believe...
So they will watch you,
exactly.
even for curiosity, like
yeah,
now.
exactly.
Okay.
So I believe that the youths are the one to sensitize this matter
Yeah.
to their fellow youths. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Sheila is saying a very crucial point, Levi. We should not even lay the blame, when the way you've said, we should not lay a blame much more on the parents,
Yeah,
because
sure.
most of the things are changing. You know, there is some time, there are some old school parents, those ones when you break the radio falls, it is your grandfather will come to rescue you, all those stories. But right now, parents are changing. The schools are trying to put some setups, though minimally, and it's becoming difficult. I think it is up to us, we ourselves. I think that is where we have to just hold the bull by its horns and say it is up to us, it is up to us. The few of us who know and discover themselves, it is up to us to go and talk to the rest. It is the few of us who know that can go. You know, a story is told of a man who was passing by and happened to fall into a pit. And a pastor passed by, told him, when you come out of this pit, come, I'll pray for you. A lawyer passed and said, when you come out of this pit, I'll go and sue the company that dug this pit. But there's another man who came and went deep directly into the pit. And when they were inside the pit, the other man told him that, how have you come into the pit? We are fools too inside here. The man said, no, I know this pit. I have once been in this pit and I know the way out. So it is up to us, the people who are once there. There are people ahead of us who automatically face the problems that we should not be encountering. They should go back and tell them, it is possible for you to come out of suicidal thoughts. It is possible for you to come out of this. It is possible for you to come out of drugs and substance abuse. It is possible because it is happening. How many stories of people are we hearing that they came from the same? So it is up to us, our own, the few influential people in the society, the few young people that know, we need evidence. Kumbe wewe ulikuwa hapa, and it's true, we can show them by the pictures. Yes, as one see, and you can come out of the same. You know, a friend said while we were in the waiting room, and I have to quote this, she said that if you go and expose your problem, or you go and say your problem, it is like bleeding in front of a shark.
Yeah.
Which is this issue of stigmatization.
Yeah.
We should be avoided and evaded by all means. And that is why most people are fearing the fact that they don't want to go and say, they don't want to go and expose them problems, they don't want to go and say the problems to other people. It's very difficult. So we have to, again, sensitize them that stigmatization is there and it is going to continue. So we have to be ready to face it. We have to soak ourselves into the storm.
We do. And I would love for us to sit with an even greater panel of young people and talk about these issues, because they are of concern. And you know, when you look at the statistical numbers, they're not very promising. Plus, even on that social media, it is young people who are trolling people the most, and each other.
Sure.
Eh?
Sure.
And each other.
Cyberbullying.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're vicious.
Yeah.
Wanasema kutumia high, but we have to go. Unfortunately, there's a live event coming up. But I do appreciate this conversation. I'd like us to have it again next week if we can. Let's get a few more people in the panel, and let's try and help the young people who are out there watching and listening to us, even to get out of depression, because you can be able to get out of depression and suicidal thoughts, and you can do it before it's too late and before you end up doing something very drastic. So we're going to end on that note. Thank you so much for coming, Ezra Ruto.
Thank you.
Sheila Jep Kemboy. Sounds like I'm Kimbiaji's name. That's it from us here at 59 Minutes. Join us next week for more of the same. God bless you. Have a good weekend. Take care of yourselves and each other.